Hi, I thought today you might find it interesting if I showed you how I recorded my blogs and tutorials. And it's really a fairly basic setup. First of all, I make sure the main lights are on in my studio, and I also put the lights on in the hall so there's a little bit of a backlight coming through. And I put the lights on in my back room, and I sit here in my favourite comfy office chair. The camera that I used to use to record is the one I'm using now, which is a Panasonic HC-SD60. And I really like this camera because the sound on it is really excellent. Usually with these cameras, the internal microphone is pretty terrible, but on this one, it's actually very, very good. But just lately I noticed the picture wasn't quite so good, so I've invested in a couple of new Panasonic cameras. Anyways, we go forward here. I'll just show you what I use to record the sound. I use this little Roland sound recorder, which is an R-05, and it's got a little SD card in it, and once I've done my recording, I pop that in my computer, and I'll talk about that maybe in another blog, what I actually do with what I've got once I've recorded it, but just today just showing you the equipment. And that gives me a really good sound, lovely warm sound. The cameras I've got now are these three here. I've got two Panasonic HC-V380s. That's this one here and this one here. This one normally records the right hand side of my melodeon, if it's a melodeon video I'm doing. This one is trained on my left hand. And this little GoPro camera here, which is a Hero 4 Silver, I've got this set to a medium field of vision, which means to say it's sort of fairly fisheye, but it picks up the whole of me and the whole of my room. The other day, for some unknown reason, it defaulted to a narrow field of vision, so it chopped the top of my head off, which some might say is a good thing. I use these two little cheap lights, and they just sort of shine upwards and give me a bit of extra light. If it's a really lovely day outside, then sometimes I don't need those. So what I end up with is 4 SD cards. I've got one in the GoPro, one each in the Panasonics, and one in the sound recorder. And then I put them into Final Cut Pro on this MacBook Pro here. It's actually a MacBook Pro I use, but I've got a big old Apple screen, a 30-inch Apple screen attached to it. I've got 3 camera angles from these 3 cameras here, and also I've got the sound which I put into Final Cut Pro as a camera angle, and then I make a multi-clip, and as I say, I'll show you that in another video. That's basically how I do it. It's pretty crude. The cameras aren't expensive as cameras go. I know people spend £2,000, £3,000, £4,000. These are a couple of £100 each, and you know, they're good enough what I need, I think. Anyway, I hope you found that interesting.